afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to lunch in Arbor Marketing. And I can turn the volume. My name is Derek Marabon, CEO of Ingenix Digital Marketing, and I'm standing here with Stacy Collick from Dollar Bill Printing. And if you're here for lunch in Arbor Marketing, you're in the right place. If you're here for the accounting convention, that's next door. But how many people are here for your very first lunch in Arbor Marketing meeting? Great. Okay. Welcome, folks. Thanks for coming. And just so you know, please join us on LinkedIn. Please join us on Facebook. We have an active community out there. We have Twitter, and we are tweeting with the hashtag of LA2M. So please, all you newcomers, please feel free to tweet regularly using that hashtag. That'd be great. We'd appreciate it. You can also check in on Foursquare. And who's the mayor currently on Foursquare? All right, Tiffany Reisner is the mayor of Foursquare for LA2M. And please check in there. And oh yeah. Special thanks to Bob Ferran, who's our sponsor this month. Thank you, Bob. Bob's a photographer, and he understands the value of sponsorship. And every month, if you sponsor LA2M, I believe it's like $100 a month, which is like really cheap. You get 4 email blasts with your logo on it at the bottom and a link that goes out to around 1,000, 1,200 people right within this region, which is really nice. A lot of smart people get to see that with your logo and a link back to your website. So thanks, Bob, for doing that. And I believe Tammy is our sponsor next month. Women Making Connections, right? Okay, great. So, but after that, we have the month of June would be our last month for sponsorship. You know, we kind of decided we're going to take off July and August. Last year we took off August. We're taking off July. Please don't hate us for it. It's just, I think we need a break. Everybody, right? It is like a lot of work to run these groups. And so, July, people take vacations. August, people take vacations. Art fair. Let's just take it off. So you're relieved from those 2 months. But we will be back in September. And I can tell you we're planning some really, really cool stuff for September, including we're talking about doing a big search conference, search marketing conference, partnered with EMU, which is going to be very big. And yeah, so you'll be hearing more about that. The tentative date is going to be September 30th, but we'll tell you more about that. Okay. And so the reason Stacy's up here, Stacy's our treasurer. LA2M is, can you turn up the volume back here? Do you know how to turn it up? You're one of the only ones who knows, I think. Thank you. Stacy's our treasurer of LA2M, and we are a 501c3 nonprofit, okay, which means we're an educational nonprofit, and we pass the hat, so we're old school. So as you know, you can come here for free and sit here and listen any week you want for free. If you want lunch, it's $10. If you want to buy lunch, that goes straight to counters. If you want to give to our organization, which helps support any hard costs we have, you know, we're fully volunteer, which means none of us get paid. We just do this. And you can put $3 in the hat, which would be great. So Stacy will pass the hat. And all right. So without further ado, I'm about to introduce our speaker. You know, there is an exciting special announcement coming at the end of this meeting, which I'm not allowed to tell you about yet. But you're going to hear about it from Wayne at the end of this meeting, and it's like so exciting that some of you won't be able to contain yourselves. So just prepare for that. Okay. But, you know, before that, gosh, this is a really big day, because before that we have a great couple of speakers here. You know, Larry Eiler is a guy that I've known for a long time. Everybody knows Larry Eiler, I think. I think he's made it his business. Everybody knows him. He's, not to make you sound old, but he's a legend in the PR business, right? He's a legend.
24 years old.
Yeah, 24 years he's at Eiler PR, and they've done incredible things. You know, he's serviced some major brands. A lot of the best PR that you've seen come out of Ann Arbor is thanks to Larry. So he's a really good guy to know. And then his friend here, Andy Chapelle, is also a very good guy to know. Andy was a journalist for many years with Cranes, and Andy has joined forces with Eiler PR. And these guys are a real, I don't know how you'd say it, a power team. And I'm excited. So they're going to talk today about the evolution of public relations. And if you want, please give them a warm round of applause.
Okay, I want to start off. Tell me what PR is. I need the definition of what people think PR is.
Free media.
Free media, okay. That's one right answer. There's 2. Yeah.
Developing a relationship with the public.
Yeah, that's right. Anybody else?
Right there, PR.
News release.
No, news
People
release.
usually say it's a news release. News releases aren't gone, but they're going because people get their information so fast these days with your little handhelds and have such instant desire for information that PR has changed a heck of a lot just in the last 2 or 3 months, just certainly in the last 2 or 3 years. It's one segment of marketing. If you think of marketing as in terms of advertising and trade shows and all these different user groups and things like that, this is one segment of marketing that has one distinctive advantage. Who can tell me what the advantage of PR is?
Credibility.
For you to what?
Credibility.
Credibility. It's exactly the right word. People believe what they read and what other people write, as long as it's vetted. We're having a little struggle with blogs right now because bloggers put out opinions that aren't attributable necessarily or aren't always attributable, and that causes a little bit of a problem with some of the new media. But what Andy and I are going to do is talk about what PR is as a technique, and it's growing ever stronger because there are so many new channels that have come up with social media. And all these are is new channels to reach directly to targeted audiences with messages that you want to get out. So this is a credible way to do it. And we're going to talk about how PR has improved because of all these new channels, as long as we can adapt to all the new type of channels. There are issues with some forms of the new media, like the blogging and the vetting and the attribution thing that I talked about, but still the written word and the printed word or the online word is still very credible. And if you look at publications like the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, it doesn't make any difference whether you get them online or in print, but it's still a very credible way to do it. There are lots of credible writers out there. How many know Thomas Friedman? Heard of Thomas Friedman? Okay, Maureen Dowd. Okay, these are 2 writers from the New York Times. There's another one, they're pretty liberal. The New York Times is pretty liberal. The Wall Street Journal has Peggy Noonan, who used to be a speechwriter for Reagan, and she's pretty credible on the other side of the fence. So there's lots of examples of people like that who have credibility because of what they write and the way they write it. So we're going to talk now about, Andy's going to start off talking about PR in the past. Then we're going to talk about PR today. We're going to talk about social media and where it fits in PR. We're going to talk about 2 trends that are going on. One is locality, and the other thing is measurement. Just as we've seen Governor Snyder go in and put up boards to measure results on things, we're seeing that all across the marketing area and the PR area. People want to measure return on investment. They're spending $10,000, they want to know, what am I getting out of that? And it's creating a hell of a problem for me right now with one client, because in 6 months, we haven't had that much result. We've got a lot of good things coming, but they don't care about that. They want to know, I spent this much money, what am I getting right now? So people want instant response and instant results, and measurement is a key thing besides locality that are 2 trends that we'll talk about. So Andy, if you want to go ahead. Sure.
Thanks, Larry. PR in the past, you know, it still is the most credible, it was the most credible communications method for some of the reasons that Larry mentioned. It came in print, it was written by professional, a lot of ex-journalists who prided themselves in producing good content, and it did provide the best return on investment of any branding financing that a company could make at the time. I remember when I was working early in my career for a university and a hospital corporation, and I would write press releases, and on Sunday you'd see those same press releases almost verbatim published in the Ann Arbor News and other publications, just because newspapers at that time were so short-staffed and looking for good content. So I think content still drove this decision to publish and return to great investment by companies. It was one way of getting your brand out there and mention of your company. It was trusted, mostly because it was written by a third party. It wasn't advertisement. It wasn't written by an ad agency. It was written either by the company or by a PR agency, by professional writers. It connected with people for a lot of reasons, and basically it was targeted at traditional media outlets, and those at the time when I started my career in PR were basically newspapers, magazines, radio stations, and those types of traditional media. In Ann Arbor, I remember we would, in the old days, press release was typed on a typewriter, and it was mimeographed, hard copy, and then our delivery system at the time wasn't a computer, but it was a green Grand Marquis vehicle. It was pretty rusted out. We'd hire a part-time guy, and he would go to outlets that at the time included Wham Radio, WPAG Radio, the Ann Arbor News, the Saline Reporter, and the Ipsy Press at the time. So basically traditional media target was the target. Today things have changed a lot. Public relations is still compelling. It's a good way to communicate. Still gives you a great return on investment. Gets your company's name out there in print outlets, TV, radio. Although now there's been a tremendous explosion in new media and internet that has pretty much revolutionized the whole landscape for all of us. It's a great way to foster two-way communications between companies and potential customers, and also in B2B, company-to-company communication. So B2B is important. The relationships with B2B are basically, the good part of them is that the effective part of that relationship is the ability to communicate and build trust between companies, the ease of use. They can go to your website, they can learn a lot about what you're all about, they can ask questions, they can get their questions answered. Basically it's just a very effective and efficient means of learning about your company and gathering information that might result in a potential decision to work with you as a vendor. There's also the social web, which has been explosive. Companies, on Facebook and Twitter and all sorts of social web outlets now that have revolutionized PR. And inbound and content marketing is especially critical. It's where people come to you, they go to your website, they want to learn more about you, they read your blogs, they trade emails with you, wanting information about products that you offer or services. And it's just a very effective, credible way of them gathering information and allowing groups of people within their company to look at the same information and weigh it as it relates to their decision to potentially do business with you. The niche markets have just exploded over the years. As we all know, there are markets for all kinds of industries and verticals, and there's niche markets for cat lovers and dog lovers and people that build medical devices, and they're all areas that PR practitioners are having to target nowadays to spread a brand for their client or to work with their clients to get more exposure. And of course, the mobile web is an excellent way to keep up with people on the move. You can go where people are on their Blackberries and get your message across to them. Social media, the advantages are that it's direct and immediate. You go where your customers are, within seconds. Unlike the old days where you mailed out a press release or made a phone call. If you were trying to reach somebody in New York, chances are you had to mail the press release. Now you can get there within seconds and mail out hundreds of releases to potential media people or people that are interested in your message within seconds. The reach is outstanding. One person can have a lot of influence on how your company is perceived in the market. And the example that we use is Kevin Smith, who is the rather large person that was asked to give up his seat on Southwest Airlines. He was a Hollywood producer, and it turns out he had more than 1 million followers on Twitter. And he took issue with the fact that he was kicked off the airline just because of his size. They felt he should have paid for 2 seats when he was only in 1. But he took issue with that and pretty much let the world know, and it changed the perception among at least 1 million of his Twitter followers, and sparked a firestorm, a give and take on Twitter between the airline and him. Southwest Airlines apologized profusely, and it was one way where one person had a tremendous impact on the brand of a company. And another one, more locally, is Domino's Pizza, when they had the YouTube video of their employees tampering with the product, and that was seen by millions of viewers and really had a negative impact. And they were criticized widely in the business press for not being nimble enough and responding to the negativity of the market. I think they finally got something up on YouTube 48 hours later, but it's an example of how social media can have a tremendous impact on your company, and if you don't respond quickly, pay the price. With business-to-business media, the advantages are that you can have group access within your company. You're all seeing the same thing. You're weighing information at the same time. You're forming relationships with potential vendors and opening up channels of communication that are really efficient and easy to use and give you instant feedback and allow you to build a lot of information quickly.
Let's go back.
Sure, Larry. Yeah, jump in, because I know you.
The part about social media is a lot of it's B2C, business to consumer. If you look at Facebook and you're doing this kind of communication. Sorry. B2B is an area where there's going to be a lot of growth in use of social media. Dell has a tech center that has about 10 or 12 people in it that are being called from all over the world by other businesses all the time. They're an example, and there are several other examples that are outlined in a new book that just came out about a month ago. Has anybody heard of Paul Gillen? Okay, Paul Gillen used to be the editor of Computer World, which still gets published. It's a very successful thing over many years. But he's turned into a social media guy that gives speeches, writes books, and his most recent book is Social Marketing for the Business Customer. This is an outstanding book if you want to find out about applicability of social media to businesses because he's got all kinds of examples in it of companies that are successfully doing B2B social media, and this is the way things are going. I'm on the board of the Small Business Association of Michigan, which has 11,000 members, and I don't think there's 10 that know how to use social media in their businesses at all. And they all have the same excuse: it takes too much time. Well, they better find out that the way the world is going is using existing tools, because everybody has an instant need for information. People want information 24/7. You wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, you want to check your email or your text or whatever, and it's just a trend that has happened. There's two other trends that I told you we want to talk about. One is locality, and the other is measurement. Locality means, who knows about patch? Anybody heard of patch? Okay, there's a patch out in Dexter. Patch is a thing set up by AOL about 2 years ago. It now has different operations of hyper-local news in what, is it 15 or 20 states?
Yeah, they're nationwide, and I forget how many outlets there are in Michigan already.
Yeah, there's a bunch, but it's hyper-local news. So there's one in Dexter that really covers Dexter. People want to know what their neighbors and their businesses are doing. And there's a little new food store out in Dexter called Hazel's Kitchen, where you can go and get your dinner and bring it home, and it's $9. And she has made a big deal out of a local publication about her business through Patch and through her website and through other means of social media. But this social media business that business book that Gillen has written is absolutely worth it. At least go on the website, paulgillen.com, Gillin, and look up the social media book that he just published. It's his 5th book he's published, and he speaks all over the place on social media. So it's worth doing. The second trend, and the really important trend in terms of marketing and PR, and particularly coming into play a lot more since the economy's gone south, is measurement. So people want to know, if they spend $20,000, how much am I getting back out of that? What kind of business am I getting back? What kind of return on my investment am I getting? So these are two trends where we have to really see what people's expectations are with marketing, and the one is measurement. With that, Andy, do you have anything else?
I encourage you to take a look at the patch sites. You know, the big dailies and the big media companies are kind of looking down their nose at some of these sites as being just very hyper local, and they're basically in their infancy, but some of the information being posted there is very high quality. I looked at just for kicks. I don't have any kids in the Saline school system, but I noticed that when I went to the Patch Saline site a few months ago, they had a video of their boys' swim team national relay team. And if you want to see something compelling, I mean, it's something that I haven't seen yet on AnnArbor.com or some of the larger news sites, but it's very compelling content that will drive thousands of eyeballs to that site. And yesterday, I was preparing for the meeting, but I went to the site again, and they had they had a video of 2 7th grade girls discussing their science project. That was a short 10 or 15 minute interview, but if you're a parent or have interest in the Saline public schools, it's very compelling and riveting. I mean, and if you have kids in your neighborhood or involved in the 7th grade science project, that it's very compelling content, and I think they're you know, they are right now the quintessential small newspaper, only maybe at a higher quality level, and I think the potential for growth there is going to be fantastic. And a lot of it is what they call in journalism now community journalism, where they have local bloggers, and some of the quality of the writing is very professional and high quality. And I think AOL has invested millions of dollars in this to launch this nationwide. I don't know how many patch outlets there are now in Michigan, but there are certainly a dozen or more. And I just think it's something to watch, and it's a venue for getting your public relations message out there in some places that weren't available before. So that's it.
So what all this does for PR is it gives you a whole new spread of ways to reach customers, ways to reach businesses, ways to reach individuals. There's just a whole new bunch of things. So it's had nothing but a positive effect on PR to have all these new outlets. And then there's other things springing up like the Ann Arbor Chronicle, the Ann Arbor Journal. These things are all, there's a new publication called the Ann, which is a magazine type publication that goes out in the AnnArbor.com once a month. And the guy from the Knight Ridder Foundation training program at the U of M just started this about 8 months ago, a guy named Kyle Poplin. We don't know whether that's going anywhere, but the point is there's so many of these new things. And then there's podcasts. I've had a podcast I've been doing for 4 years. It's called Renew Michigan. It gets 800 or 900 people to look at it, but they're target people that I want to reach. It's 800 or 900, it's not very many, but it's who I want to reach. Then I do a radio show with Lucy Ann Lance. I do one segment on hers. And, you know, it's people I want to reach. It's people who listen, and, you know, it creates a name brand. You have to have some kind of brand. And after you've been around 24 years, I guess people kind of know your name. So anyway, that's it for the presentation. Happy to do any questions if you like.
So we only have one microphone, so Larry, if you want to walk around, you can let people ask
Yeah,
questions into the
that's
mic.
fine.
I think there's a couple back here.
Well, a little bit more on the measurement thing. These are different things that you can use for measurement. They're not perfect tools, but they're there. Google Analytics is pretty well used. Yeah. You want to use this?
Yes.
No, I got big voice.
Go ahead, okay.
I'm fine. I just
All
had to
right.
take my breath, sorry. So when you say go back to the measurement.
I cannot hear. Can you stand up or louder, please?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. So talking about measurement, and you talk about count, how do you, I hear you pay-per-click advertising, but how does that exactly work? Does that mean that they have to actually go to that site and try to buy something, or just click? I mean, how do you measure that? That's the first thing.
Derek, you want to talk about that? This is Derek's.
Yeah, no, thanks, Larry. I think, well, he has Google Analytics up here. Pay-per-click is an example. I think they're giving an example of something that you can measure and track. So it's not, you don't use pay-per-click advertising to track your PR. I think it's just an example of a very measurable tool in
It's
your...
an example of what's happening. It's an example of what's happening because people want this measurement. So the point is there are some existing tools. They're not perfect yet, but we're going that way because that's what everybody wants, our return on investment.
Okay, so the Google Analytics is one tool.
One tool.
Okay.
And all these things are one tool and that do different things for you to help measure. Yep.
I'll try to project. Given that you've been in PR for a number of years, Larry, I know PR, a lot of times people would use it for, broadcasting new products, new services, a major anniversary, some sort of launch, mergers, all that kind of stuff. But given the growth of social media, what have you seen as a shift between sort of that proactive PR and more of the reputation management side of things? What sort of percentage shift have you seen?
I think that people are still trying to figure out what their goals are with social media. a lot of people, particularly with small businesses, just don't know how to do it and don't want to spend the time. So therefore, they don't do anything because they don't understand it. But I think the availability of all these new social media has to depend on education, how companies educate themselves, how people educate themselves to use them effectively. For me, I look at Facebook 2 or 3 times a week just because I think it's the right thing to do. I don't do Twitter very much at all. I use LinkedIn quite a lot because there are different groups I'm involved with that give some value. But if I don't get value, and I think this is the case with most people, if I don't get value, I can't spend the time because I'm too busy teaching or writing or dealing with clients. And so I think that's the case with a lot of people. If they don't understand it, we need to educate people about how to most effectively use it.
I guess maybe I sort of misstated my question. Of the clients that you're working with,
Mm-hmm.
you know, a lot of the work that you might have been doing in the past was very proactive. And it seems like there's a lot of things now that companies are putting themselves out there. They're trying to be more transparent. And so, you know, somebody can say something really good about one of your clients, somebody can say something really bad, and you have to help them manage their reputation. Have you seen more of that in your line of work where you've had to do the reactionary type?
Absolutely, absolutely seen more of it, but that's why you have to monitor things that are going out. If you get something negative that happened, you know, and someone's name gets out there, or particularly their product, and someone's taking a rip at it. I mean, how many of us have had that experience that where you've had some negativity you had to deal with? Okay, well, I mean, it happens a lot with clients. So therefore, control of the message becomes ever more important, and how you get it out there and who you get it to, who you target it to. Because with B2B, in that book that I'm touting, with B2B, you can target things a lot better, and that's the difficulty with B2B marketing, is getting to the right people who can make a decision or be an influence in a buy decision for what you're doing. Okay? Yeah.
How you know the metrics, so when you do PR, right, let's say you get placed in the New York Times, and you go back to clients and say, well, we got you this many exposures, this many people saw it, which is the equivalent media value of this. How has that traditional PR metric evolved? Are clients still interested in that?
Yeah, clients are interested in anything that can demonstrate results to them. So a typical way that Derek is mentioning is you get clippings. We used to be the PR agency for 8 or 9 years for ABN AMRO Mortgage Company. In the heyday of the .com thing and the growth of the mortgage business and all this type of thing, and we would get in the millions of dollars a year worth of media coverage because we targeted editors and writers who were working for the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, syndicated writers, and when you get, when they write a column of 10 or 15 inches, all of a sudden it's worth $80,000. So we ended up getting 2.5, then 5, then 7, then $8 million worth of advertising equivalency. If you bought the ads, it would have cost you $8 million. And we got that in incredible columns by different type people who were well known in the writing about mortgages. That doesn't happen with everybody. We have a client right now, potential client, that we have to have a meeting with on May 6th to make a presentation, second presentation. They want to do PR because they have a product that will take a spreadsheet and put it into charts and graphs and pictures that really works well. They've got only about $5 or $6 or $8 million worth of revenue, but they need to get that message out to business people, to CFOs of companies, to CEOs, and other people like that in companies, so we know who to target. And two things with market is audience and message. We know who to target. Now we have to figure out what the messages are. Well, this is very compelling because they're turning words and charts into pictures. So if we can't do a bang-up job on this, I'll probably lose the account, but I think we can because they have such a compelling product. So.
Right. Thank you so much. I have two questions. Before that, I have 2 points I want to say. I totally agree with you. Both of you emphasize on locality. And there are 2 factors of locality. One is the relevance, the other one is key. I agree with you. And also, I also agree with you the other measurement, which is credibility. But I think that the second should be second. The reason I said that is I see your presentation, the basic framework is you point out B2B, B2C. The actual thing is peer-to-peer and group-to-group, if we can see it from bigger view. And there's another dimension, is the timing. Because of anything so relatively trustworthiness is 2 years ahead or 2 years before, that doesn't mean anything. So I think still here, your presentation is still best. It's get the point. Not only that, the example you pointed out, Dexter's and Domino Pizzas and Celine, I live in Celine, your neighbor probably. It's so relevant and it's so important, and that's something related with timing. So that's my comments, and then I agree with you. My 2 questions is, do you think at this time their frame is really restricted than actual content and freedom and resource and demand? For in the current, we have toolbox available. The toolbox, we have Twitter, we have Facebook, right? We have Groupon, everything we have. But in this basket, mostly invented East Coast, West Coast, California's and MIT, not in central part of it. This toolbox by the smart people with big money pumped in. There's one thing is that the locality. Groupon is something can reach locality. But I have this sign next door and it tells something I do not even want to watch it. Do you think society or demand and everything is come up? We need some new tools. But more local, more demanding. By the way, the reason I say that is I invented and developed since 1996 a new toolbox called Tiny Airline. That's another story. So do you agree with me? We need some kind of new tools come out. Link with the crowd, with the cloud. Link with the people, mobile phones related, and with local restaurants and whatever it is. So that's maybe on top of mine. Thank you.
I think the new tools are coming out constantly. And I think we do need more, but we need to use the ones we have and figure out how they apply to our business. That's what we really need to do, and I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that. There are new tools and new technologies coming out all the time, and it's fun to read some of the media, although I prefer print media. I do read the New York Times online every day, and I don't like it. But that's me. I get a paper on Sunday because it's so big. But I think that there are lots of tools coming, and as long as there's people in IT inventing them, they're just going to keep coming. There's social media, and you're inventing something brand new. So I think it's moving that way. Yes.
We have time for one more question.
Okay.
We have a live tweet question. It's from Borsvold. He's in France right now, I believe. And he asks, do you feel PR creativity will go down with the advance of measurement, or do you think they're somewhat symbiotic?
Oh, I think they're way symbiotic. I think that the creativity, there's always room for good ideas. The difficulty is you can come up with all good ideas, and if you can't implement them, what good are they? So I think the creation of new ideas, I mean, I'm saying that because I'm more of a creative person than I am a, all organized and all this. So I don't know, Andy?
I feel the
Same thing. Eric, how about you?
I feel the same way. Come have a card there, Larry. Hey, let's give these guys a big round of applause. Thank you so much. Very insightful presentation, and we ended just a couple minutes early today because, as I said, we have an exciting announcement which is going to come after you all have a moment to introduce yourselves. So for those of you who are new, we do pass the microphone here, and please stand up and briefly tell us your name, your company, and one thing you might be asking for, and do that in 5 words or less. That's a joke. That's one of my many jokes that I repeat. So, but yeah, say it quickly, because we got to get all the way around the whole room, and then in time for Wayne to do his exciting thing. So, young lady, please stand up. This is our first person. I don't know her name, but she's about to tell you. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Jacqueline. I am graduating from U of M on Saturday, and I've been interning at Eiler Communications for the past year.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Smith. I am a junior at U of M, so not graduating yet, but I'm also an intern at Eiler.
Hi, my name is Lev Wood, and I work for a company here in Ann Arbor called MS2 Midwestern Software Solutions, and our business is the design and hosting of web-based transportation database systems.
Hi everybody, Don Klein, marketing director with Fleming Artists by day and composer by night. If anybody needs music for any projects, come see me.
My name is Barry Marshall. I'm the marketing manager for Rainbow Rehabilitation Centers. We do rehab services for those with brain and spinal cord injuries.
Hello, my name is Brad Labadie. I work in the commercial lines department at Kaepernick Insurance here in Ann Arbor. And my question is, I want somebody to remind me to take my umbrella when I leave.
Be reminded since you
I have a suggestion for you, Brad. Put your car keys with the umbrella.
There you go.
I'm Greg Raff, the president of an old wine company, Water Source Heating. We're in the design, engineering, and installation of geothermal heating and cooling systems.
Hi, my name is Ed Farrell. I'm the founder of Crowd Juice Corporation. We're a new online tool to facilitate face-to-face connections at events like this one. Look for it shortly here.
Hi, I'm Mike Wynn with Sandler Training, where we help entrepreneurs and owners of small businesses sell more and sell more easily. And I want to share with you our own exciting announcement. We've got a member reception coming up through the A2I Chamber May 19th, 4 to 6. I hope you can join us. It's no cost, of course, and the Chamber's folks tell me I can invite anybody I want. So even if you're not a Chamber member, come on by.
I'm Carl Slendy, and I'm involved with renewable energy, where we can help people save money by using renewable energy technologies.
Hi, I'm Jane Delancey, Delancey Design, website design and development, but today I have an announcement. Maybe you already all know this. Pure Visibility has 3 job postings: Internet Search Analyst, Sales Specialist, and Project Manager. Those are 3 job postings from Pure Visibility.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Scott Ringline. I'm the founder of Mobile Media Marketing. Everybody knows 84% of the U.S. have these now, and 90% of your emails are not being read, but 97% of the text messages are. It's the next wave of marketing. If you want some more information, come and see me. My announcement is in the next 60 to 90 days, we will be hiring sales agents for this region. So stop in and see me. I have some information. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Steve Califf, and I offer CFO consulting services to early stage companies. So part-time CFO, fundraising strategy, cash flow forecasting are some examples. And I'm looking for a president or a CEO of an entrepreneurial company. And also looking for someone who can invent an awning that doesn't dump rain on your head after you put your umbrella away. So if anybody knows about any of those, let me know. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kathy Szynski, a marketing consultant with RJ Conlon Marketing and Design. I'm also an adjunct lecturer in the Integrated Marketing Communications Master's Program at Eastern Michigan University. And now that everyone has filed their taxes, getting their tax returns, hopefully, you can think about donations for your 2011 taxes by searching through all of your books and dropping them off at the back of the Ann Arbor District Library. The Friends of the Ann Arbor District Library will sell them through their bookstore, and all the proceeds go to the district library.
Hi, I'm Stacy from Dollar Bill Printing. We're a local digital print shop, and
know that from seeing me every week.
Hi, I'm Megan McCann with Search Ad Marketing, and we help small and mid-sized businesses build their online presence with paid search advertising, specifically focusing on Google AdWords and Facebook advertising. We have some events coming up I'd like to share with you. On Saturday, from 9 to 11 at Sandler Training in Ann Arbor, we have a free 2-hour Facebook seminar, and that's 2 hours on Saturday morning. On Tuesday, May 3rd, Pay-Per-Click Club is hosting a former Googler who's going to talk to us about Google Analytics and how to use that program to measure your online activities. And then Saturday on May 7th, there's a full-day Facebook boot camp on how to use Facebook for your business. Again, I'm Megan McCann with Search Ad Marketing.
My name is Gent Gaska. I'm a new startup, named my company Hyperlocal Connections. I'm the founder of BuyLocalAnnArbor.com, a mobile-based website that will be run with these loyalty cards. Currently looking for locally owned businesses to sign up with my program. I'm also hosting a meetup next Tuesday at the Ross Business School. I'm a lean startup. The group is called Ann Arbor Lean Startup. Next Tuesday, it's on Meetup. Go to Meetup and it's in the evening on Tuesday night.
Hi, I'm Bob Fran. I'm Bob Fran Photography. I'm a commercial and advertising photographer here in town. And you can see my photographs at bobfranphoto.com.
I'm Cliff Sheldon with Ann Arbor State Bank. No announcement.
Hi, I'm Marie Jessup. I work remotely for 2 companies. I'm the social media and online analytics manager for Building Green in Vermont, and I do email marketing for Taunton Press in Connecticut.
Hi, my name is Janice Milham with Milham Images. I am addressing this crowd as a commercial photographer as well. My website is milhamphoto.com. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Christine Tracy, and I'm Janice's neighbor. This is my first time here. I'm a professor at Eastern Michigan University. I teach digital journalism, and I'm starting my sabbatical year by sort of reacquainting myself to boots on the ground, what it's really like, what I should be teaching my students, and I'm also finishing a book about the news environment for Peter Lang.
Hi, my name is Amanda Butcher, and I am the LA2M intern. Hi, I'm Leslie McGraw, and I'm an administrative assistant for Michigan Business Surviving Department, where we help at-risk businesses at the University of Michigan. And also I'm the volunteer coordinator for the Ann Arbor Summer Festival. We're trying to get our corporate channels together. I'm also a writer for Gather.com, and I'm also on the board of directors for Peace Neighborhood Center, and we're working on fundraising. So me and Chuck are working on a blog to increase awareness and outreach. So in those roles, I'm just, thought this would be a good conference or meeting to come to. And also I am looking for music and photography to go with my writing. Side gig. And that's it. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Megan Crosby with the Charles Reinhardt Company. Like Peace Neighborhood Center, we are celebrating our 40th year in business this year.
Hi, almost time for Wayne's big unveiling, so that's exciting. I'm Tiffany Reisner. I'm from Ingenex Digital. I do social media marketing, among other things, for Ingenex and LA2M. And I'm thinking about setting up a social media station at my wedding coming up soon. So if anyone has, seriously, if anyone has any experience or knows anyone who's ever done that or knows any good articles, let me know.
Okay, so this side did really good introductions, but they were a little slow. So it took 10 minutes to get through this side. Let's see if we can get through this side in 5 minutes, which would give us 5 minutes for Wayne's exciting demo. All right, you ready? Let's do it.
I'm Katie Jones with the A2Y Chamber. If you're interested in getting involved with our golf outing on May 16th, come see me.
My name is Rebecca Woodward. I'm the marketing coordinator at the A2Y Chamber, and we're having a kickoff event for our new Young Professionals organization next Thursday at Cafe Havana from 5 to 7. So welcome to join us.
I'm Trish Riley from the A2I Chamber as well, and we're looking forward to celebrating our year anniversary of our merger coming in June.
I'm John Petz with Domino's Farms, and also have the privilege of being the chair of the board for the chamber. And since this is a PR discussion, I just want to do a quick plug. As you are thinking about your PR activities and you're looking at the media, don't forget about your local associations and your local chambers of commerce as a tool to get your message out. Rebecca and Trish are great on helping companies promote themselves, so remember to use them as a tool in your PR efforts.
Hi, Daniel Rifkin. I'm a TV producer. I've been producing news around the world for the past 20 years, and I just got back in Arbor. I also work in corporate video, so that's what I'm doing now.
Hi, my name is Linda Baker, and I am currently in search of a sales and marketing opportunity. I've managed to inspire and get people to do really good things for your business.
Mr. Ready?
Scott, MBA, adjunct, love creativity.
Perfect.
That's spot.
My name's Lucky Lin. I'm with Mandy and Pandy. We teach kids Chinese in a fun and easy way. We're going to be ramping up our marketing capabilities over the next month. So if you know any higher level executives or advertising agency or interns, those are the 3 areas we're looking for.
Hi, my name is Tasneem Bowe. I'm a realtor with Edward Cerebral Realtors, and I also have an online clothing store that sells clubwear for women.
My name is Thomas Schrank with Synapathy. We have audible vitamins. We are coming out with an allergy serum next month for all the allergy sufferers.
I'm Tammy Burgess with Women Making Connections, and I'd like to invite everyone to our Google event on May 4th. It's at the Google building on Division. You must register and sign their non-disclosure agreement so you don't give away any good secrets. You can go to womenmakingconnections.com for all the details. Thanks.
Roger Rail, all kinds of things, imagery.
Tom Crawford, among other things, an app developer. So if you're looking to cook better in the kitchen, it's all visual. It's called VizChef, VizChef.
Anita LeBlanc, the Right Word marketing copywriter since 1992, and also a journalist. I'm Mary Lou Olds with Boulevard Financial.
My name is Changming Fan. As I said, we invented something wrong. Tiny Light World is our company name. The product is called Tiny Light. We sold some since 1999 locally. The product recently developed called Tiny Ear Light. We believe it's going to be new social media. Out of the doors, in the public place, through the web, and use mobile phone powered by solar light. The concept is LED plus Lego modulation. Plus, most important is free content. We don't sell our product, we give away free. But our service will be charged airtime, 24/7 grade. I have some business card. Our website is www.tinylight.net. You can see full videos, download 50 megabyte software. I do have some business card. I really like you guys. You're brilliant. The women here are beautiful, very smart. We need to work with you. One more thing is that we want to create a new business model called Made with China. Our product will be made partially here in Michigan. So anybody who has ambition to break the ice, can you come to here and talk to me? I have something special to offer. Thank you very much. My name is Changming Fan from Tiny Light World. Can you see me? Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kristen Garlock. I'm responsible for education and outreach at Ithaca JSTOR, not-for-profit.
Lanny White, I didn't get to be an intern at Eiler Communications. 2 lovely University of Michigan students beat me out.
Hi, I'm Carter Sharon, Frog Print Studios, and I'm a commercial, editorial, and portrait photographer. Hi, I'm Wayne Eaker. I'm a web developer, and I run a company called Zingenuity, and I have a big announcement. But actually, before I give the announcement, I thought it would be interesting to look, for those of you who just come every week, you may not be aware of the huge media empire that is Lunch and Arbor Marketing. So you may know about the website, but Roger Rail also records or streams live all video of every speaker every week, and actually all the archives are up here. They're also available from the website. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn. We also have all the talks are recorded audio by Vince, and they're all up on the iTunes store, so you can download them. And the project I've been working on the last couple of weeks is the newest piece of the media puzzle. LA2M to go, the official iPhone app of LA2M. So with LA2M to go, you can see upcoming events. And actually all of this syncs up online, so it should all, if you pull it down to refresh, you always get the most recent stuff as new content is added. You can read about upcoming talks. You can also pull anything from the archive, so if you pull up an old talk, you can even watch the presentation on your phone. Might take a minute.
That's the recorded one, right?
Yeah, you can only the recorded ones. Unfortunately, the live streams are not compatible with the iPhone. So I was looking for a way to do it, but it wasn't possible. You can also connect with all of the social media feeds. So we have Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook up here right now. The Twitter actually shows you not just the tweets from LA2M, but actually anyone who's talking about LA2M. So it's really a search. So if you've been tweeting about LA2M, you're in the app somewhere. And we have a few other things for our sponsors. And some who we are information. But yeah, it's in the App Store now. You can download it. We have a page on the website, la2m.org/mobile, available in the App Store for search LA2M. If you have any ideas for enhancements to the app, or if you find any bugs in the app, you can email me. Just email support@ingenuity.com, and I'll get it, and that way I won't miss any of your bug reports or feature requests. All right.
Now this, volunteer organization, how about volunteering to build the iPhone app? That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's funny because there's so much, I need an iPhone app advertising going on, you notice from Verizon and such. So if you don't already have iPhone Envy, this app is going to seal the deal, right? Just go straight to the Apple Store. Don't even pass go.
When's the dried version coming?
Yeah. Okay, so the BlackBerry version. Well, maybe Wayne. We'll talk. We'll buy him lunch. So thank you, Wayne, for that. So that's incredible. We have an iPhone app. This is a media empire. It really is.
I was realizing earlier.
Yeah.
I should show.
That's very impressive.
We're everywhere. For audio, video. Oh, I forgot. You know what? I forgot the Flickr feed.
Yeah, the Flickr.
We also have Flickr that they're going on Facebook now too. Okay.
And on Facebook, all
we're audio, video, photo.
Yeah, we're global, especially the big Iceland contingency. They're actually talking about sending people
here. Yeah,
here.
it's been up for a couple of days. People in Poland and France and stuff have already been downloading it. So.
Yeah. Right, so this is going to be if you want to blog about this, I would blog about this as one of the most valuable marketing resources that are available. Anyone can download this and watch all these incredible talks. It's phenomenal. So let's promote the app, please. Link to the la2m.org/mobile. So next week, we have another smart guy. We tend to have smart men and women who speak here, as this gentleman pointed out, right? We have smart men.
You are.
Yeah, thank you, smart. Everybody's smart. So with Dave Linneberry, who's Director of Interactive for Campbell Ewald, it says right here in my app, Dave Linneberry is coming to speak here. He's been here before. He's a wild man. Anybody know Dave Linneberry? Yeah, he's big. He's bigger than Conoco or Exxon, but he's coming because he likes Ann Arbor, he loves LA2M, and he's going to talk about the blurring of online and offline worlds, right? So Dave heads digital for Campbell Ewald, big agency. You might have heard of it. So, anyways. Come next week, tell a friend, download the app, and let's end with one big more round of applause for Andy Chapelle and Larry Eiler. Thanks for coming. See you next time.